Hi, I'm Polly Hill from Fleet Service GB, and I'm delighted to welcome into the studio today Matt Neale, who's just won the Distinguished Fleet Manager of the Year award. So congratulations, first of all.
Thank you very much.
And it's great to have you with us. How was the journey, all right?
Yeah, it was a good journey.
Not too bad. We are delighted to have you here, and I'd love it if you could tell us a little bit more about how you got here. So not just here today, but actually your role in fleet management and your journey to working with platform housing.
Yep. So I've been in the industry about 20 years. No, I don't look old enough. And I started my career at Lombard Vehicle Management, and I went on to various different companies such as Master Lease, Freikin, BT Fleet, and I've had two roles as a fleet operator, which one of them being National Car Parks and the other one being Platform Housing Group, where I am today. So I've got quite a lot of experience in both a fleet provider and a fleet operator.
And speaking to a layperson, what's the size of the fleet that you're dealing with at platform housing?
So we currently have circa 700 vehicles on our fleet, mainly consisting of light commercial vehicles.
Fantastic. Can you tell me a little bit about how you feel about winning Fleet Manager of the Year?
Amazing, really. I was quite overwhelmed. It's something I've always aspired to win, and it's something I was third time lucky as well.
Okay.
So I've applied for quite a few years. So I managed to bag it on the third time. But it's like the pinnacle of my career, really. It's something I've always wanted to achieve personally and professionally, and it just it's a bit overwhelming. It's a bit
Wow, a lifetime achievement.
it's like winning the BAFTAs.
Well, do you know what? It's a huge accolade, and we're delighted. And obviously, within the industry where we're working in, there isn't anything higher as far as I'm aware. So, congratulations! Absolutely thrilled for you, and thrilled that you're actually a client of Fleet Service GB as well. So, we're going to take a little bit of credit there. It's going to be good. Can you share, actually, in that vein, any improvements or innovations that you've made specifically, which you think has led to you receiving that accolade?
It's since being a platform, I started the fleet team effectively because we didn't have one. So I've built a team and also implemented new operating systems. One of them now being the one that we're using with FSGB. And we've implemented a driver behaviour program, which is with FSGB. And we've also introduced electric vehicles and improved our road-related risk as well. There's been lots of different initiatives over the years that we've kind of implemented, which has led me to winning the award.
Yeah. Fantastic. 2 points on that. So, with the technology, could you tell us a bit more about specifically what partnering with sort of technological solutions has done to help and how that helps? So, for example, the driver management side of things, I'd be particularly interested to learn about.
Yeah, so I think technology is the way forward. We utilise telematics within our organisation, but we also utilise a fleet management system we did before with a previous partner. And it was really difficult for us to be able to match both systems up. So we wanted to look for a system that kind of holistically pulled everything into one place. So with the FSGB system now, we can pull in all the vehicle maintenance data, as well as the telematics data and all the driver influence cost. So we can pull it all into one place so we can manage our driver and our vehicle in one place.
Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant. You also mentioned about EVs. So sustainability is obviously a huge question mark at the moment, and also really highly important. Do you feel like the government's doing enough, or what would you like to see happen? Is there something which you think would really change and help you to reach those really ambitious targets that they've got for the next decade?
I'm not very politically minded. I think the government will always do what they want to do. Personally, from our perspective, we're following the Z mandate. So the government has set out the Z mandate. So this year it's 16% of all vehicle orders. And we're supporting our manufacturer. So I like to work in partnership with our suppliers rather than working against them.
Yeah.
So I want to help Ford and also help other housing associations that maybe aren't in the same position that we are to be able to transform to EV, by taking some of the vehicles EV orders from them. So what I mean by that is if they're not in a position this year to be able to submit any EV orders, but we are, then that'll help them in turn if we're all utilising Trust Forward. So I use Trust Forward as a supplier. And if they'll have a certain number of EVs that they need to hit throughout the year. And if we can help support other customers by transitioning more ourselves, then that's just something I like to do. And I'd like to think that when we're maybe in a position next year, if we can't transition as much, then somebody else
it would be reciprocated.
Be reciprocated.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Do you work a lot in collaboration with the rest of the industry? It sounds like you're pretty involved out there.
Yeah, we do. I've got a specific housing association forum set up now.
Yeah.
So I work really closely with all of my other peers within the housing association fleet industry, and we all try and work collaboratively together. And I'm always asking their ideas, they're asking me my ideas and stuff. It's all around just sharing best practice, really. And if somebody's doing something that works really well, then I'm all for adopting that, which is one of the reasons why we chose FSGB for our driver behaviour programme, because another housing association was having a real positive success with the application. So I wanted it on the action. So
best marketing in the world, right? Word of mouth. Fantastic.
it was really, but I saw a real benefit as to what they were doing, and I also saw the impact it was having on their driver and vehicle related risk. So I knew I had to improve in that area, and I don't see the point in trying to invent something new just to be an innovator, when if somebody else is doing something really well in the same industry I work in, then I'd like to adopt it. And equally, I like to share best practice of other things that we do in our industry or within our organisation to share with other colleagues and other housing associations as well.
That's fantastic. It sounds so interesting. Thank you. What advice then in that vein would you give to somebody who wanted to go into fleet management to start off with?
I think first of all, you've got to love the industry. So I never expected, or I never left school wanting to join fleet. I didn't really know fleet existed.
I'm still waiting to know what I'm going to do when I grow up. So
when I left school, I went into hospitality. So I was a front of house manager for a hotel. And then all of my friends in the hotel decided to get a new job at Lombard Vehicle Management because it was paying more money at the time when we were very young. So I jumped aboard and I followed them. And then that's how I got into the industry at Lombard. And I've just never left. But there's something about it. It's like we're a necessary evil, I think, in fleet. And I think every company needs us as a profession, but I don't think we're recognised as much as we should be. And I think, and that's why I'm leading at the moment on the fleet apprentice standard. And because I feel in our industry, we're a dying breed. We're getting older and all our knowledge is dying with us. So I want to be able to support the next generation of fleet managers within the industry to come through. So we've just had it agreed with, they're going to be called Skills England now, that they've approved a fleet apprentice standard for a fleet apprentice and a fleet coordinator level and a fleet manager level. So people leaving school can join companies, and also companies can take advantage of the levies to support in future growing their skill set within their organisation. Equally, FSGB will be able to employ fleet apprentices that's specific to the industry, as opposed to employing a business admin apprentice, which is very generic.
Yeah.
So they'll end up finishing their apprentice as a occupationally competent person within the fleet industry.
Fantastic. Do you know, one of my other questions was going to be what is the future of the industry? Because obviously it's an evolving platform, isn't it? It's changing. And where there would have been a traditional fleet manager role in a lot of these companies previously, that might now be taken on by people who haven't got that level of skill. So fantastic that there is this level, which the qualification that you've been working on. Who have you been working on with that weird ass thing?
It's IFATE. So I can't remember what the acronym stands for. It's Institute for I can't think what the acronym stands for now, but it's IFATE, and they're changing to Skills England.
Fantastic.
So we've got a trailblazing group that's put together, which consists of various different fleet operators. So it has to be fleet operator led, as opposed to fleet provider led. So you have to actively manage a fleet. So we have the likes of National Grid, the Royal Mail, and we also have some smaller outfits on there as well. So we have a group of people that consist of varying sizes of fleet. And then at the end of the standard, or when the trailblazing group are finished, we have to commit to taking on fleet apprentices as well to support with the
Within those
standard forward.
businesses.
But it would then open up to any fleet professional. So whether you a fleet provider as FSGB are, or a fleet operator as I am, you'll be able to adopt a fleet apprentice and bring them into your organisation.
Fantastic. And with the view of the world on sustainability, this is surely going to have a massive impact on that. You know, if you've got the right people managing this with the right systems in the right way, there's got to be some improvement in the way that we manage the environment and the impact that these huge fleets of vehicles have on that. So it all sounds really, really positive. Another positive is I know that Fleet Service GB has written a case study with you recently, and it highlights some significant cost-saving initiatives. I just wondered if you could explain the decisions from specifically to move from a contract maintenance arrangement to a pay-as-you-go maintenance service.
Yeah. So as an organisation, a platform, we're in a position where we are able to borrow money or lend money from our banks and bonds at a much more preferable rate than we are through leasing through a finance company. So we took it through the financial route, went through a discounted cash flow to basically plugged in all the different numbers, and it popped out a decision at the end of it that basically it was better for us to purchase our vehicles outright than it would be to lease. So that was the first step in it. And the other aspect of it for us as an organisation is because we're a service-led industry, we really needed to have more control over our vehicles and be responsible for turning them around quicker. Downtime impacts our business
Yeah.
a lot. And if we can turn the vehicles around a bit more, and because we understand our drivers and our vehicles more so than a leasing provider could do, it was a no-brainer for us, really. So then that's one of the reasons why we then ended up partnering with FSGB to support with our fleet maintenance side of the business. We still wanted a partner that could support with the network and bookings and etc. and things like that, but we wanted to ensure that we had full control over our vehicle fleet, which is what we have.
Fantastic. What's your goal for the future of fleet in platform housing? What's the goal? Any particular goals going forward? You've obviously achieved a great deal to get to this point. Is there anything else you've got your eye on?
I think I want to just continue in progressing, but slowly. So I joined the platform in 2021, and it's taken 3 years to get to the point that we are today. It's been a slow burner, and I think that's probably the right approach, really. I did do quite a lot in the first 6 months that I worked there, but there were simple things like implementing a system, bringing in a team and stuff like that. And then it's around building a community within our business that makes us more accessible to our drivers. We've just recently moved from Platform Housing Limited to Platform Property Care as well. So the fleet team have just moved to a different directorate, to a different business initially, although we're still under the Platform Housing Group banner. So we're more aligned now with the drivers that we actually work with every day, and we can get more involved in the day-to-day that they understand, so we can understand the drivers a bit more, as well as understanding the business a bit more, because I've never worked in housing. I've always worked in fleet, and I understand fleet. Talk to me about vehicles, I can talk to you about it all day.
Yeah.
But talk to me about housing, then I do need to learn a bit more about that. So it's given me an opportunity to be able to do that. But I think to constantly keep evolving and don't stand still. I think any fleet professional understands that you have to constantly keep evolving with the times, because our industry is so fast-paced. It just moves and it changes all the time.
Matt, Neale, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.